Princess Anne, often overlooked and underappreciated within the royal fold, has now emerged at the center of what could become one of the most significant fissures in recent royal history. Known for her straightforward, no-nonsense approach to duty, Anne has spent decades avoiding the performative spectacle that often accompanies the modern monarchy. However, sources suggest that the usually reserved princess has quietly but firmly turned her critical gaze toward Queen Camilla. This understated yet pointed stance has led royal insiders to speculate whether Anne's objections could signal the unraveling of what many already see as a fragile and tumultuous chapter in Camilla's reign. Though Anne may be discreet in her dissent, her concerns carry considerable weight. With a reputation built on unwavering dedication and a lifetime of service, her voice holds respect and influence within royal circles. Her subtle critique of Camilla's growing prominence underscores a deeper rift within the royal household. At the center of this unfolding drama stands King Charles, tasked with the delicate balancing act of supporting his wife's elevated role while safeguarding the integrity of the monarchy. Now, with Anne's disapproval entering the royal discourse, Charles faces an unenviable dilemma. Will he defend Camilla's evolving role at the risk of alienating his sister, or will he seek to quell the unrest by addressing Anne's concerns? The king's response could profoundly shape the future of the monarchy, as this clash encapsulates a broader tension between tradition and modernity. Camilla's vision for the monarchy leans toward progressiveness, a more inclusive, personal, and ambitious institution. In contrast, Anne represents a steadfast commitment to tradition, emphasizing the monarchy's enduring roots and responsibility. This ideological divide makes the unfolding conflict not just a personal disagreement, but a pivotal moment for the royal family's legacy. As Camilla navigates her consortship, she projects an image of grace and poise, yet behind this polished exterior lies increasing unease, particularly among those closest to her, including Princess Anne. Despite Camilla's outward composure, the mounting scrutiny is beginning to take its toll. Anne's subtle but firm objections only intensify the pressure, calling into question Camilla's suitability for her prominent role. It's important to recognize that Camilla's journey to queenship was far from conventional. Once branded a controversial figure in the shadows, she now finds herself striving to solidify her place as a respected royal. Yet her approach, marked by an almost overzealous effort to prove her worth and influence, has led some to wonder whether her actions stem from confidence or insecurity. This is where Anne's grounded and pragmatic demeanor creates a striking contrast. While Anne has consistently prioritized service over self-promotion, Camilla's rise has often been associated with a more calculated effort to secure her position. The growing tension between these two figures reflects a deeper ideological struggle within the royal family. Anne's steadfast adherence to duty and tradition stands in sharp opposition to Camilla's perceived attempts to reshape her image and role. As the public watches this evolving dynamic, the question remains: will Anne's quiet resistance shift the balance of power? Or will Camilla continue to solidify her place as queen? One thing is certain: this royal conflict will be closely scrutinized in the weeks and months to come. Beneath the polished smiles and orchestrated appearances, a deeper discord is brewing, and its outcome may redefine the monarchy for years to come. That's why Anne's modest but constant criticism of Camilla's growing role is so important. Anne is more than a jealous sister-in-law. She has spent her entire life working in the monarchy's shadow without ever attempting to dominate it. She's done her duty, and Anne believes the monarchy isn't about power, about service, about tradition. Camilla, who started out as a mistress, trying to climb the royal ladder in such a self-serving fashion, betrays Anne's ideals. It directly threatens the monarchy. Princess Anne has always given her all to the monarchy, but she also values its traditions. Her understanding is that the monarchy symbolizes stability and continuity. To her, role understanding has always provided stability. The king rules, the consort helps, and everyone else stays in line. Anne has made it apparent in her deeds and private words that Camilla's ambition violates that long-standing order. Anne believes Camilla's power grab could destabilize the monarchy, and she won't permit it. Anne worries about more than politics. Camilla's prominent charitable efforts, carefully crafted media appearances, and persistent attempts to stay relevant seem to annoy her. For Anne, the monarchy isn't staged. Duties and responsibilities don't require constant attention or applause. Camilla seems to need the spotlight, a thirst that develops with each feeding. She seems to use every royal function to remind the world of her importance, even if it means overshadowing other family members who have done this work for decades without recognition. Princess Anne, noted for her honesty and hard work, has long been a royal fixture. Anne has stayed out of the family's controversies, marital problems, and public missteps. She's the calm in the tempest, the princess who doesn't want recognition but dedicates herself to duty. Insiders say Anne is discreetly questioning Camilla's growing status in the royal family for the first time. This relationship is even more apparent because Camilla's ascension is a result of her cooperation with King Charles and her ambition. Camilla's marriage shapes her influence. Camilla's long-standing association with Charles has helped her become consort, but she's been accused of using it for personal gain. After enduring the initial public criticism of their relationship, Camilla seems to believe she deserves the same attention and power as individuals who've served the kingdom for decades without seeking personal glory. Princess Anne has taken the opposite way throughout her career. Anne has always worked hard. She's never sought fame or progress. She's silently toured the world, represented the crown, and carried the load without compensation. Anne doesn't look for attention. She knows the monarchy serves the people, not its members' egos. It's telling that Anne is worried about Camilla's growing presence. Anne dislikes her sister-in-law's outbursts for more than one reason. Anne recognizes Camilla's attention needs deeper meaning. Anne sees it as more than a rivalry. It threatens the monarchy itself. As Camilla pushes, it becomes evident that her goals go beyond ceremonial roles, redefining the monarchy in her image. The consort seems to believe her position should be celebrated and promoted at every chance. Is this monarchy's future? A monarchy based on public appearances, charity, and media attention, a monarchy where duty and service are vital and every act is founded in history and respect for the institution? Princess Anne isn't alone in feeling uneasy. Many royal family members have quietly raised reservations about Camilla's rise. As Charles leads the monarchy into a new era, Camilla's power grab may have unforeseeable consequences. Her constant involvement in public life may be eroding the stability she craves, because the monarchy loses its centuries-old emblem of unity and tradition when it becomes about personal power and attention. The monarchy's evolution will determine whether Anne's silent resistance continues. Will she remain the traditional rock? Will she be carried away by the tides of change flowing around her? One thing is certain. Anne's slow descent shows the royal family's unrest. Camilla's ascension may have been gradual. It appears her reign may be much shorter than expected. Will the consort maintain her new status? Or will Princess Anne's subtle opposition halt her ambitions? Princess Anne's sincerity is refreshing after all the royal drama. She's been the British royal family's unsung hero for decades, quietly carrying out her tasks without the media attention or public antics of her siblings. Anne's integrity and discipline are unwavering. She's never sought the spotlight or tried to seize it. In a royal family that values spectacle and drama, Princess Anne represents duty, pragmatism, and restraint. She is Camilla's opposite. Camilla may have played the game to join the royal family. Anyone paying attention knows that her function as consort isn't about lineage or tradition, which is glaringly evident. She's seeking more power. Camilla's charitable work and media appearances have given her a benevolent image, but her rise has been about dominating an institution she never belonged to. Let's be honest, Camilla may have spent decades in the background, but her eagerness to enter the royal spotlight has been painfully obvious. The consort's rise from the background to the royal face shows her ambition. No longer content with supporting her husband, she wants to be the monarchy, or at least a prominent member. Right here is the conflict. Princess Anne's reaction to Camilla's rise goes beyond family issues to the monarchy's credibility. Anne has always followed crown principles. The monarchy must rise above human egos, not personal fame. So it's no surprise that Anne, a staunch royalist, is growing concerned about Camilla's role. Camilla's rise was intentional. First as Prince Charles's mistress, then as his wife, and finally as consort, she has slowly gained visibility and influence. Camilla's climb has been deliberate, but contentious. After all, while Anne has quietly done her work, represented the crown, and performed her duties with grace and dignity, Camilla has been playing a different game, one predicated on personal advancement and letting the world know how far she's come. It's hard to ignore the fact that she's always had to fight for her place and is now pushing too hard to prove she's more than the king's bride. Their tension is unmistakable. Camilla's ascension has been distinguished by a constant and possibly desperate drive for publicity and influence, unlike Princess Anne's. Anne cannot bear this because her life has been focused on service over self-promotion. Even though Camilla is legitimate by marriage, her royal status is always scandalous. How could Anne, who has spent her entire life serving the monarchy without credit, admire a lady who broke millions of hearts? Anne need not descend to petty insults or grandstanding. Her quiet criticism of Camilla's growing role says more than any public outburst. It shows someone who values tradition, royalty, and the crown. Anne serves the monarchy, not herself. As such, she understands the monarchy's delicate power balance like no other. She knows how one person overstepping their duty affects the crown's stability. Camilla may think she can push the edge, but Anne has a line she never crosses. Camilla's subtle but deliberate drive to center herself in the royal narrative threatens to destabilize the monarchy, which was never meant to be about individual ambition. Despite Camilla's wishes, her role is based on circumstance rather than merit. This wasn't her birthright. It wasn't her birthright, yet she didn't select it either. She now appears to be doing everything she can to immortalize her name in royal history. To be honest, her approach is opportunistic. Camilla keeps the attention on her at every public event and royal engagement. The optics may be meticulously manicured to portray the devoted consort, but everyone who watches the royal drama can tell what's going on. Visibility and control are key. Camilla's impact develops with her appearance. She now plays a major role in her marriage to King Charles, one who, with every strategic maneuver, shapes the monarchy to her liking. How will this affect the monarchy? Will Camilla dominate till the others are gone? Will the institution resist, as Anne clearly wants? In either event, the monarchy is at a crossroads, and Princess Anne's silent decline is ominous. Anne hasn't been caught up in royal drama or media spectacle for a reason. She's the rock on which the crown's future rests. Given her perspective, the monarchy's stability may lay in Anne's traditional royal principles, not Camilla's ambitions. One thing is evident looking ahead. Camilla's rule will never be as stable and respected as Anne's. Camilla can't match Anne's quiet authority, no matter how much she tries to make her mark. As we anticipate William and Catherine's accession, we're optimistic about the monarchy's future. They are the royal family's future, a future built on duty, devotion, and tradition, unlike Camilla's. After all, they know the monarchy isn't about personal glory. Camilla's ambition can never overwhelm the institution's service to the public. If you appreciate this deep dive into royal drama and want to be current on royal family news, like, comment, and subscribe for more insider views. Check back for more royal discoveries. She entered the royal family as a former mistress turned consort, facing a difficult public image. Camilla's quick rise to power has aroused questions, especially among family members who appreciate the monarchy's traditional ideals. Despite her years of service, charity, and allegiance to King Charles, Princess Anne has always supported the monarchy, but her tolerance for power grabs is eroding. Princess Anne has little patience for people who breach the royal order for selfish gain, and insiders think Camilla is doing this. The consort, formerly the obedient wife supporting her monarch, has gradually taken on a role that many, including Anne, think is too bold for her. Some mutter that Anne most dislikes Camilla's daring to push her role, step outside her husband's shadow, and grab for authority. Camilla's rise is obvious and possibly astonishing. That doesn't mean Anne or other royals will ignore it. The consort's expanding prominence may threaten the royal order, which Anne, the ever-loyal queen who has spent decades upholding, is clearly unwilling to accept without a fight. In private conversations with trusted royals, Anne has questioned whether Camilla's growing role in royal duties crosses the line from loyal consort to a dangerous attempt to overthrow the monarchy. Anne's history of avoiding family strife makes this noticeable. Anne has avoided the spotlight, unlike her brother King Charles and his troubled romances, or her other brother's media antics. Duty has always come first, and she has never gotten into public controversy. She expressed reservations about Camilla's role in private, which is telling. This isn't a casual remark or rivalry. This is a royal challenge to a woman who, despite her delayed ascension, has established herself as consort and is now, some say, pushing for more. Camilla has discreetly supported her husband and softened her public image for years, but her ascension has brought authority that has angered many. Anne's dissatisfaction with Camilla's power play is expected. That Anne, who has traditionally valued the monarchy above all else, has no tolerance for those who want to change that balance for personal advantage is well known. Camilla is more than a consort to Anne. She overthrows a centuries-old tradition that put the king first. Camilla's non-political influence exacerbates this issue, social, cultural, and symbolic. Camilla, previously controversial, is now a staple at key royal occasions and the royal family's public face. She is often in the media, attending high-profile events and leading causes. A more modest role has become one that gives little chance for others to shine. And others believe Camilla's rise is a disturbing indicator that the monarchy is changing for the worse.